Hey there, it's Lenny McGill with the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop here in our beautiful Nashville studios. I'm back from vacation, feeling good, having a great time. It's July 25th, 2024. So whenever you're watching this video, that's what we're doing. And we've got a new product to introduce to you here for your Glock. And you know, it's an interesting item because it's been around for a long time. You know, I've been in this business for a long time, 30 years plus. I know I don't look that old, but it's an item that I saw years and years and years ago with the competition shooters. It's called a gas pedal. And in a sense, it's designed to help you reduce muzzle flip and keep your gun on track. But it does something else that I think is really important too. It really helps index your fingers and your thumbs in the right spot on the grip. And I'm going to show you the installation. It's a simple part, simple installation. And here it is right here. It's called a gas pedal, as I said. And like I said, they've been around for a long time. It's, you know, a thumb rest trigger pin concept. So if you think about that, it's a thumb rest, and it incorporates and replaces the existing trigger pin on your Glock. Installation is pretty easy, but there are some tips and techniques that I want to talk about so that you can follow along and do it at home without any frustration. This is a Glock 19 Battlefield Green Gen 5. Nice color. I'm going to go ahead and drop the magazine. Boom. Also Battlefield Green. Peek inside the chamber. Gun is empty, pull the trigger in a safe direction. Now we can work on a gun, and I suggest you do the same thing. There's no ammunition here, no ammunition in this room, no loaded magazines floating around. I can't inadvertently rack the gun and shoot the gun and go bang, because most people who have accidents say, I didn't know it was loaded. And that's always the case. So I always want to keep that gun pointing in a safe direction. So we're going to go ahead and disassemble by pulling the slide back just a little bit and pull down on the slide lock. Also known as a slide release, but slide lock. Hold it down and walk the slide off. On the Gen 5s, they kind of just pop right off like that. We're not going to work with this one, but we're going to work with a lower. So this being the slide or upper, lower or frame. And the trigger pin is what we're going to talk about right here. This is the trigger pin. This is the slide lock. Okay, there's a slot underneath the slide lock. This is the gas pedal. This is the trigger pin concept of the gas pedal. And this little arm right here goes into the slot underneath the slide lock. So you're going to ask a couple questions. Well, how does that affect the function? It doesn't, okay? However, you can't take the gun apart unless you take this out. And I'm going to show you the whole process so you understand. So there's, like I said, there's a little, you know, could be a little tricky for you if you don't quite get it, but I'm going to go ahead and hopefully show you enough that you will get it so you understand the concept. Because once you do this, once you install this, you're going to see it's really valuable in a couple of different ways. Like I said, it's going to help reduce recoil, muzzle flip, but also it's going to give you a spot to rest your thumb so it's in the right spot. Remember, on the grip, I'm a big believer in keeping your thumbs aligned and pointed at the target. So boom, boom. It's one of the things about a Glock that's very powerful. It's a pointable gun. It's the most pointable gun on the market. A lot of that has to do with the grip angle, and a lot of that has to do with the height of the bore to the frame, to your hand. So the Glock, it in itself, is closer, the bore is closer to your finger, your pointed finger, than any other gun. And that's why the Glock is so easy to shoot. Okay, it's a pointable gun. And they've done studies with people with 1911s and SIGs and all kinds of different guns and Glocks. And if you've never shot before, have no skill level, the people who do the best shoot best with Glock. I see it here in the range all the time. People come in and, you know, they try different guns, they try the Glock, they go, wow, I'm more accurate with the Glock. And I go, well, yeah, because it's more pointable. It's just more natural to say, hey, bang, you. So again, back to my thumbs, I like to keep my thumbs in that pointed direction, and this device will help you keep your thumb in the right direction. So let's go ahead and do the installation. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and take out what they call the trigger pin, okay? And I'm not going to take it out the entire way. I'm going to take it out just halfway because I'm going to show you how I'm going to push it in with this device. To do so, I need a punch. And the trigger pin is a larger pin, so I can use a little larger punch. And this is my little punch set. We sell a ton of these things because they're very handy. It's a nice little case. To take the pin out, And this is the first time it's a brand new gun, so sometimes it's difficult. And I don't see my little roll of duct tape here. Oh, there it is. Hold on a second. Okay, so I like to use a little roll of duct tape because it gives me a place to capture the pin, but I can also lay the frame on it and nothing's going to happen to it. You can do this like this, but you don't have as much leverage. Here, I can lay it down and I can basically have a third hand with this guy. Has a little bit of tackiness to it so the frame doesn't slide around too much. I want to push the pin out. To be able to do that, I need to manipulate the slide stop lever. And when I say manipulate, not only do I want to pull it up and down a little bit, but I want to try to move it back and forth. And that allows the pin to become uncaptured by the slide stop. Uncaptured means that basically the pin itself has a slot on it that captures the edge of this slide stop. And because of that, it kind of gets caught on it. So what I want to do is just manipulate a little bit. Like I said, this is the first time, so I'm going to put the pin, the punch right on top of the pin, kind of put a little bit of body weight on it, manipulate this thing, and here it comes. Now it came out halfway. And there it is, sticking about, you know, maybe not quite halfway, but I'll give it a little bit more, just to, okay, so now that's about halfway out. All right, and now I'm going to take the gas pedal, okay, whoops, and I'm going to put it into the hole. And you'll notice that there's one side is serrated, so it goes in like that. Remember, this second leg, the smaller leg, goes into the slot right underneath the slide lock. All right, so we're going to put it in like so. Now you'll notice that I'm going to just push the other pin out as I push this one in. And I can do that kind of just with a little bit of force on the table here. Now, one of the things we want to be careful about is because I'm going to be able to, you know, put the slide back on, I don't want to put it into the slot yet because as I put the slide back on, it's going to go ahead and push this down a little bit. And so I'm going to put the slide on first before I seat this the entire way. It's real important. This is, you know, otherwise you won't be able to get the slide on. So you have to have that second leg out just a little bit. So here's the slide. It goes on top. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to lock it in place. And then I'm going to go ahead and push the pin in all the way. And there goes the other pin, and there it goes. And that's basically the installation, just like that. You can see what it looks like. Now, again, as we talked about, I now have an ability to have a spot for my thumb, boom, just like that, right? So there's my thumb resting right on top of the gas pedal, quote unquote. And it allows me not only to put my thumb in the right spot, gives me a good place to index my thumb, it also helps prevent muzzle flip. Boom, boom. So now you actually, you know, just by the mere fact of putting your thumb there, you don't have to push down too hard. And that may actually be a negative. If you push too hard, you may be pushing the gun down. You want to kind of rest your thumb up there with a little bit of pressure, say, you know, 30, 40% of your, you know, strength. Again, you don't want to crush it. You just want it to be there so that it helps reduce some of the flip. But again, I think one of the primary things that it really does for me, it gives you a spot that this is where your thumb goes. So now as you mount the gun, your thumb is in the same spot every time. And remember, I've always said that accuracy is related to your consistency of grip. If you can grip the gun the same way every time and present the gun the same way every time, and you know as you present the gun, the sights are aligned because you practice enough that you bring the gun up and then boom, there's the front sight, rear sight, all aligned. Everywhere I look, boom, I can put that front sight, rear sight in the right spot because I have the grip, the same grip every time. So I know as soon as I come up, boom, they're lined up. So that allows me to shoot that much faster because I don't have to look for the sights too much because they're already there. So this device, this little gas pedal, we like to call it, this little gas pedal allows you to index your thumb in the same spot every time, which then gives you that consistency, which will lead to better accuracy. There it is, I tell you, it's pretty simple, easy to install. The disassembly is a little bit trickier, not tricky, but just something to keep in mind. because you're going to notice you can't access the slide lock, to pull down when that's installed. So, once again, gun's empty, boom. I'm going to go ahead now and disassemble, take this out. And the way to do that is basically lay it on this other side. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and remove the pin or pull the pin out halfway. And to do that, we've got to, again, jiggle our slide stop. So even though the slide is still on, I can still get a little play there, just enough to allow this pin to come out. And there it goes, just like that. And there it is. And I pull it out and put the other pin back in. So it's really that quick. Boom. And boom again. That's where I like my little hammer from my punch set with a nylon tip. Come in with my punch and just true that up a little bit. You'll hear it click probably. And that click is the slide stop clicking into the slot on the trigger pin itself. So this gas pedal, it's a neat item. Like I said, it's been around for 30 years plus. So it's not like a new thing, but it's kind of new for Glock and it's well done. And just have to kind of get your head wrapped around that installation and making sure that you understand that that slide lock is kind of, part of the installation. So you take it out, put it in with or without, but it's real important you understand how it does it. Now, again, I could probably put this in again without taking the slide off. Just kind of go like that. Jiggle this thing a little bit, see if I can get a little bit of play on that slide stop here. Boom, there it goes. And again, I don't even have the slide off. I just went ahead and pushed the pin out halfway, put the gas pedal back in. Boom, this way I don't have to put the slide back on and just push it straight through. And it should go right in, just like that. And there we have it. And there you have it. And that's what you're looking for. The ability to index that thumb and to help reduce recoil just by the mere fact that your thumb is on top of it. You don't have to crush it. Don't try to be, remember, that left hand should be squeezing the right hand onto the frame, and that thumb just rests there. That's going to help reduce recoil. I'm letting you go. This, of course, is the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop. We're here in Nashville. And Nashville is an amazing city. This summer has been huge for us because so many tourists are coming into Nashville to just check out the city, and the city's growing and all that stuff. So we're 2 miles from the airport. We get a lot of that action. This weekend, today, as a matter of fact, the Bitcoin convention is starting here in Nashville. Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, and there's thousands of people who are coming into the city, and we've got a whole bunch of them here ready to shoot. So if you're ever in Nashville, I invite you to come down and check out the store. Check out the shooting ranges, and check out all the cool accessories we have to make your Glock better. Thanks for watching. I'm Lenny McGill. We'll see you next time.